Hello everyone. In this session, we will discuss about replication. So first, we will understand what is the meaning of replication. Replication means if I am running an application and I need the multiple clone or copies of that particular application, how will I get it? So the replication allows you to create the multiple copies or multiple clone of the particular application. So in our case, if I am holding a pod and is running some application container, if I want to create the replica of that pod, I will be using the replication feature of Kubernetes. Kubernetes provide the API resource for that. Kubernetes provide the API resource for that. So replication is the feature which we will be using it. So Kubernetes provide the APIs for that particular thing where the multiple replica pod will be created. We will be going to discuss about replication controller first. Then we will discuss replica set and then deployment. So first understand the replication controller. So definition of replication, I already told you, typically we want to replicate our container. That is our application for several reasons. What why we need it? We need high availability, we need load balancing, or maybe the multiple version of the same application. So that's where we need the replication feature. So replication controller is the one controller manager which is available in Kubernetes that enables us to create the multiple pods. It makes sure that number of pods already always exist. If the pod crashes, replication control replace it with the new pod. What it means is, suppose I say I need three replicas of particular pod, then replication controller is the part of controller manager in your Kubernetes master. So the controller manager role is that whatever number of replica user has requested, that will be keep on running it. So if I say three replica, it means three pods must be running must be running. If due to some reason one of the pod crashes, it will again go and restart it automatically. It will go and create it again, not restart. It will go and create it again. So that exactly the pointer here is replication controller. If it will make sure that number of pods always exist. So always exist means the current state must match with the desired state. Replication controller provide the ability to scale the number of pods, update and delete the pods from the command line. I'll just show you the YAML file which we will be referring it out. Okay, again same my repository, and you will see repc.yaml. Okay, this is the replication controller. API version is v1. Kind is now, instead of giving pod, now the kind has become replication controller. Name of the replication controller. Under the spec section, since I told that depending on the kind, the spec section will be varying it out. So the spec section contains number of replicas. Okay, there is an important concept comes how the replication controller will know which are my replicas, which are my replica pod. So they use a concept called selector and label. Okay, so selector is the value which replication controller will be carrying it out, and it will ask the kubelet which pods are using this same label. They are my replicas. Is as simple as that. This under this template section, whatever you are seeing it, it is the definition of your pod. So what will happen is replication controller. What it will do it will see three replicas. Reading this template section, they will create the three replicas for you. Template is nothing but the pod definition. Here under the metadata section, you have the label, you have the container section is there where you have the container image is there, image pool policy is there, name of the container, and the which port has to be used it. So if I go and create this thing kubectl create hyphen f repc.yaml, it will create the replication controller. Okay, I'll just go and see kubectl describe replication controller. You see the replication controller is running it, three desire and three current is running. Okay, so basic idea is three replicas are running it. So if we go and see the kubectl get pods, if I run it, three containers are starting it up. Okay, they are creating it up. So once the container is created, they will be keep on running it. You can see that, okay, this is random. Initial name is the name of the replication controller. Rest five, last five characters are auto generated. They will be provided by replication controller only. So once this is created, if I go and intentionally go and delete one of the pod, if I go and intentionally delete one of the pod, you'll find that, okay, that the ending is gf. just go and see the get pods is again started creating it up. So it means replication controller is the part of controller manager which will be take care that current state always match with the desired state. Okay. Now if I go and describe the replication controller, you can see it. Replication controller is creating the pod, and rest of the things are like three desire which is mentioned in the YAML file, three current. So always current will be matching with the desired state. How they know which are my replicas? This selector value which you are seeing it, it is a part of your master. Master will send this value to the kubelet. Kubelet will go and check the label of your pod. So if you go and run this command kubectl get pods and you just say show labels, you'll find that okay, each of the pod is having a label. So these are the replica pods. When the selector value matches with the label, so selector is holding some key and value, it must match with the label. They are automatically marked as a replica for that particular replication controller. So these three replicas, this kubelet will be giving this information to the master that okay, these are the label pods which is running here and they are my replicas. So selector is the value which master is carrying it up. Label is the value which kubelet is checking it out under the master. So it will look like somewhere this one. You will be having selector, like I have given app, hello app. Okay, this must match with the label of your pod. Then only they will be marked at replica. Okay, if it is not matching, then this will automatically go and create a new pod for you. And that's the thing, current state will match with the desired state. Where exactly they will see the current state? Seeing the label. Desired state, what is mentioned under the YAML file is populated under the etcd. So this is the first lab. You will be performing it out. I'll just show you in my documentation as well. Here, if you go here, openwriteup.com and check for the replication controller lab, the first lab, Docker Kubernetes lab session. I'll share this link in the description of this particular recording so you can check it out. So we are learning about the replication controller. So this is the replication controller YAML file, and you will be creating it from this YAML file, describing, deleting, and all this thing you will be doing it. Okay. So this is the definition of replication controller. Now, after that, we will discuss about replica set and deployment and see that how the replication controller has replaced by replica set and deployment. Thank you for joining this session. If you have any question, feel free to ask. I have my email ID also is amit@openwriteup.com. I'll mention in the description section. You can drop me a mail for any further clarification. Thank you.